the audio muted at all times. Turn on your video for the convenience of the speaker. Do not show the raise hand sign. Do not share your personal details in the chat box. Please leave your questions at the end of every speaker's speech. Thank you so much. We'll be starting in a couple of minutes. We'll be starting in a couple of minutes. A very good evening, everyone. It's another great day with great people like you. Welcome to day 3 of Global Summit 2020, Unlock the Lockdown, proudly presented by Tamilnadu Advanced Technical Training Institute. This is Dr. Iniyat Tendul, Global Relation Officer, once again with you all today. We have had a wonderful time with the team of Tatti yesterday to go through every individual's feedback, and we have made the necessary changes accordingly. Thank you so much. It means a lot. At Tatti, we value every one of you and your opinions. Let us all now gear up for the third day of the summit. We have exciting speakers from different parts of the world. I should thank them personally. And I now request you all to take a pause for Tamil Thai Varthu. Thank you so much, everyone. By this time, we all have come into terms with the pandemic. We know that it's real. We have come to start with the new terms and new norms of life. We have attended a lot of in-person summits in our entire lifetime, but now we are virtually connected. We are having guests virtually from different countries, not our doorsteps or not in our country borders. This is a new norm. And with this new norm, to discuss more about the future, to stay prepared and what all can we do, I now call upon our Chief Operating Officer of Tatti, Mr. Joshua Jarrett, to begin the day. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, ma'am. It gives me great pleasure to welcoming all of you to this Global Summit 2020, Unlock the Lockdown. Don't limit yourself. Many people limit themselves to what they think and what they can do. You can go as far as your mind lets you. What you believe, remember, you can definitely achieve. So with this, let us enter today's day 3 of the Global Summit. It gives me great pleasure and honor to introduce to you today's chief guest of the day, Dr. PRATAP Kumar. He is richly educated. He has completed his MA, ML, MBA, MSc and PhD. He is an advocate by profession. He is the Vice President of Chennai Kendra Karuna International Club. He is the President of Chennai District Roller Skating Association. He is the Board President of Tyagaraja Educational Trust, Government Advocate, Central Administration Tribunal, Government of India, Financial Trustee, Pachyapa's Educational Trust Board, Executive Committee Chairman, World University Service Center, President, District Roller Skating Association, Chennai District Roller Skating Association, former Chairman of Tamilnadu Public Service Commission, TNPSC, Alumni Executive Committee Chairman of the Presidency College, and he is the State Information Commissioner, Government of Tamil Nadu. There's a proverb which says, if your actions inspires to dream more, learn more and do more, you become a leader. Dr. PRATAP Kumar sir is a leader and he has inspired me and many more people like me to to achieve a lot of great things. With great pleasure, I introduce you, sir, to the session. The session is yours, sir.
Hi and good evening, everyone. Hope everyone's doing fine during this current scenario. I thanks to Joshua, you have given a very good opportunity to me for submit your prestigious institution. It gives me immense pleasure to be a part of this global summit. I thank Mr. Joshua and Tatti for inviting me to this summit. Tatti has done a great job during this pandemic by conducting the global summit. And as far as I know, this is the first time a global summit is happening. Also, to mention, Tatti trains youngsters according to the industry standards, and I have witnessed many of the students benefited from Tatti. I'm so glad to see the diversity of people attending the webinar at one place virtually. Due to unprecedented changes, we have to shift everything virtually. I would like to discuss a few points on how this pandemic has turned everything upside down. We are aware that the education system is the core necessary for individual. Imagine if this system goes blank. Many of the students are impacted due to the pandemic as they are not accessed to the digital world. Many of them cannot afford to attend a class or webinar virtually like us. Digital discrimination has affected education so terribly. The most affected from the pandemic are government schools. Physical learning is the most preferred and advisable source of learning when compared to digital learning, as it helps to uplift everyone and also helps to increase the skill level. What guess? Online learning might help one to score to analytical skill, but what about other skills like interpersonal skills, management skills, problem solving skills, and practical skills? All these skills can be acquired only through peer learning. Unfortunately, this pandemic has changed everything. I was told that most of the participants here are lecturers and professors, and I thank opportunity to convey a few points on how you can help the youngsters flourish with more talent. I am a gentle way you can shake the world. The quote by Mahatma Gandhi has a very valuable meaning, and I think every professor should understand this deeply. Most of the students study and work every vigorously, but at the end of the day, they don't have anyone to guide them nor encourage them find a solution to their problems. Opportunities can be developed from problems. As mentioned before, this current scenario was unexpected, but since we have found a solution like a Zoom meeting, we are now impacting knowledge from any part of the world. Likewise, a solution, a problem should be found out through technology so that if any situation occurs, we can manage it easily. By trusting the people, process, and the system, I truly believe we can make this world a better place. So, to all the professors and out there, start the supporting one's true potential by identifying their talent. I conclude my sessions with a short message to all the youngsters out there. Start using your potential to be a job creator instead of a job seeker. Post-COVID-19 is going to be a very crucial, and the world required most innovative driven entrepreneurs. Be a unique inventor by understanding the true potential you possess and be ready to face any challenges your life throughout you. I once again thank Mr. Joshua for giving me the great opportunity to be a part of this summit. Thank you, Joshua. Thank you for all, sir. Thank you so much. We are meeting in the pandemic session.
Sir, thank you very much, sir, for your wonderful speech, for taking off your time off to coming and addressing the entire gathering. There are people from 7 different countries. Different people have come from various places, and it's a great pleasure to have you, sir. And once again, thank you for spending your valuable time with us, sir. And
Thank you.
Day-3.
Thank you. Thank you, Joshua. Thank you for a nice meeting for everyone. Thank you. Thank you so much there, Joshua.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. It now gives me great pleasure to introduce to all of you the first speaker of today, Dr. Paul Sharma Chakravarti, co-founder of iVenue Inc. and co-founder of ILRNU. He is an accomplished and seasoned business leader with a demonstrated history of working in the information technology and services industry for almost 2 decades. He holds a doctoral degree, outcome-based certified L&D professional with overall 20 plus years of experience spanning various facets of learning lifecycle management. He's a serial entrepreneur who has co-founded iVenue, marketplace for venue and events, iLearn Inc., marketplace for anyone to learn anything to any model. I have known Paul for more than a decade, and once again, it gives me great pleasure to welcome you, Paul, to this program. The session is yours.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Joshua, for your wonderful introduction. So it's such a joy and a privilege to be part of the session. Am I audible loud and clear for the audience? Just reconfirm.
Yes, Paul.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. And it is really a privilege to connect with Tatti. And also I would like to thank Tatti and the team for organizing this session. So this becomes not just a knowledge dissemination session, but a session where the participant gets an outlook to make various informed decisions. And also I would like to thank Pratap sir for joining as a chief guest today. And it is really an honor to have you, sir, in this particular session. And thank you so much, Lord, for just joining this session also. So I would like to just give a quick background about me and the organization, and also cover a couple of insights which I have practically seen in the event industry. And also I would like to give some sort of or just place the current challenge that is in front of us, so that collectively we whenever I speak in any event, I speak like in such a way that we are all as a one team. And I encourage everybody to be entrepreneurs. The previous speech also, Pratap sir was saying that we don't need to be like a person who wants to looking for a job. We need to be a person for a job creator. So just take an example of even the small virus. If a small virus which can have just 3,000 to 5,000 odd sequences, if it can evolve and shake the world like this, we have 3.5 billion base pairs in our human genome, and how much potential we as human beings would have. You might know the various industries that has evolved. Most of the industries have evolved in crisis situation. So if you even see this current pandemic, and this is not completely new for the planet Earth. This is the third major one. And some of the occurrences which is handled or which we have seen in the past is worse than this. And people have evolved, industries have evolved, businesses have evolved. And it is time for us also to evolve and to actually embrace new markets. See, I would like to keep my session in a two-pronged way. First, in terms of giving some statistics about the same event industry pre-COVID era, how it was, and a comparison between the post-COVID era. What is the challenge that we have currently? And we as like whomever would want to contribute to this current challenge, because unless and otherwise we take up this kind of challenge, we will not be able to contribute, because what we going to be addressing individually, each one of you in this particular session as a takeaway, it can be a very big important thing. The reason is it can actually give jobs to many. So if you look at this particular industry, event industry, it comes under MICE. It is actually earlier it was $850 billion industry. Very recently it evolved into a $1,000 billion industry, and it is huge. It is like currently a very major industry, event industry. So it falls under MICE, And if you look at the major drivers of this industry, is especially the North American market, and the most of the events and all those things happens either in the North America or in the UK. Even India has a very big market when it comes to events. So when I speak about the events, it is not necessarily about the smaller events. I count small to big time events all put together. That's how the market is comprised. It's such a big industry, and iVenue has been working in this industry to provide a platform to aggregate spaces so that people can actually, we were in fact targeting this particular market space where actually how best we can actually provide our software and as a service to various people, because finding a venue was a big challenge. See, today in this current situation, in your current situation, we are seeing that nobody is going to a venue. But just look at 3-4 months back, just for conducting a marriage or conducting a birthday party or conducting a small event, sourcing a venue was a very big challenge for everyone. It was like tough. So I have received a lot of inquiries where somebody wants to conduct a conference, where somebody wants to conduct an event, but because of the non-availability of a particular venue for a particular time, because speaker availability will be there, they have to travel, it has various ecosystem. But today we are actually blessed because of the very simple reason, this is completely altered. Today, irrespective of the venue, we are in a virtual venue, we are still having the events, and it has still made a lot of changes. It's still, maybe I would like to address those things in the subsequent area. So this is such a big industry, but now it has come to almost to a small big tweak, and not many things are happening in the event management, software development, and also quite a few alterations are happening. But what is the market that has been opened is the same players who is still doing events. They are actually looking forward to do event in one way or other, but there are a lot of opportunities are available, but not necessarily with the physical venue based. Physical venue along with the combination of virtual venue, that will be the changing trend moving forward, because that is how we foresee the market. And there will be a combination of events that will take turn, because if you look at from every industry, be it event, I'm just speaking from the event industry perspective, be it any industry, this is the time that they have evolved. Yeah. So before going into some of the specifics, I want to just touch upon the crisis that has happened. So this $1,000 billion industry, what has happened is it has impacted close to 2.5 million jobs globally, and India alone has witnessed in mid-March close to $666 million, and mid-March, you know what is the crisis that has happened. There is 100% cancellation in events, and there is a lot of repercussion that has happened. Event industry exclusively, if you look at from EMEA, so prior a year ago, it was almost like a 10,000 crore industry, contributing to starting from a smallest area to a sports to a various area of corporate events and all those. This is such a big industry, but what has happened is terrifically people has been hit. But at the same time, it is time for us to think. See, let me ask you a very simple question before we just go into some of the, I have put together some of our thought process collectively from our businesses side. So we looked at the various spaces and various type of events that has been happening. So even now, there are certain gatherings are still happening, but not at a massive level. Take for example, still marriages are happening, but not at the scale. So if you look at a marriage as an event, people may spend starting from a 2 lakh to even to a 20 crore. That is how the event market is spread. So from the event, you have an ecosystem around various allied services. How this market was taking place is like they start hiring a place, they start hiring a catering, they start hiring a decorator. Like it's an ecosystem arranged with that. And nobody wants to actually go and look out for everything. They want everything to be organized in an easy way. Even though it is happening, but it is not happening in a massive way. Look at, I will take an example of an exhibit space, let's say art spaces that's used for exhibition. So today, I will give you a typical example. If at all there is a provision to give an avenue for people to exhibit their art, because every art, we have actually paid and been going to events. We've been paying and flying down to attend events. we've been going to cricket grounds to attend events. So the difference between attending a live event and looking at your own same cricket match at home, that's way two different avenues. Just to go and elaborate, if you be in a cricket ground, what you would get to see is actually you will not even really know whether Tendulkar is out or not, unless and otherwise you see from nearby close camera shot, they just put it in a 2-3 times. That's when we will know, because you get an audience vibe, but you will not be able to closely watch. But if you look at even a same cricket you watching, it is personalized. You get to see completely. Likewise, what we are seeing is art spaces. I'm just taking an example of an art spaces. See, for all this category of places, passionate people are ready to spend. Even if you have something to, like if there is a stand-up comedy event today, these kind of artists, we have actually aggregated various artists, we have aggregated various spaces. What we have seen is these artists were like going and performing in a physical venue. In a short while, they will be doing in a combination of physical plus a virtual venue. The challenge now is technology is going to be a key driver. They don't have solution. If you want to exhibit an art, it could be like, you may have an art. I have some of my own, what they do is they conduct like photography session, they conduct various one-on-one session, and with that they're able to move on, because people are ready, passionate, people are ready to pay the price, but at the same time, are we ready to make it provisionally available? So either it could be showcasing an art space via a virtual environment. So we aggregated every spaces, whatever I have put it across, we have aggregated in iVenue, and in mid of March, yes, we were also hit, but like other entrepreneur, I didn't set back, because I have put in a lot of my own efforts and investments. But we as a company never said that, yes, oh, the industry is hit, we're going to sit back and watch. We never did that. Overnight, we changed our scenario. We thought about how do we actually evolve. We as a company were able to make a decision just within 24 to 48 hours in terms of aligning to the new market. Today, actually, we are able to align to the new norm, and we are still able to operate the businesses in a different way. Otherwise, we cannot survive. There are people, yes, who may not be able to realign. Yes, they will have hit. So today, the call to action for us is like, how do we evolve in this current space, still operate, still make businesses, still be able to provide some services. So I want to just touch on a couple of proactive solutions. It could be an eye-opener for various, including the dignitaries, and also for, I see that where of academicians, various MSME people, and also various students and faculties, various people are here. So I would like to throw upon some of the proactive solution approach, which you can look at. These are actually crystallized business ideas, which can actually be used for crystallizing and utilizing and providing solution for this particular market. This particular market still exists, but unless and otherwise we provide a solution, we would not be able to monetize. The first option, whenever we look at any events, the seating arrangement is now a new norm. Like we might need to look at keeping it open to adopt social distancing, but at the same time, it can be able to enable participation. So if you're doing an event, so you have to consider seating arrangements. So you don't need to be doing, if you're doing events in the category of say thousands, and you may need to tone it down into multiple spaces or one space with different kind of setup. That could be one option people are looking at. The second option is like every entity or everyone who is actually conducting events. You know that there are quite a few organizations. I'm talking about the academic organizations. You take academic organization matter, or for any training academies, a lot of them, they've been hit in this particular market. They have struggled to evolve into taking a place for conducting a virtual conference, or even for conducting a virtual event, or for conducting even a virtual expo. I've seen startups emerging very recently where they provide a platform for product launches. If at all, innovatively, we can come up with ideas, and if we can actually provide a platform, it can become an avenue for various event conductors, for event players to collaborate. So there is a lot of events, there is a lot of opportunity when it comes to being a virtual event partner. There is a lot of opportunity, there is a lot of R&D going on where people are trying to create their own small platform which could be used for events. The next area what you look at is see, I was using cricket as an example where there is a different level of personalized experience. You see, in a bigger event, when 10,000 people, 1,000 people are attending, the participant will not get a chance to even directly interact with the speaker or with the panel. Whereas in a virtual event, now it has become still more personalized. You have an opportunity to actually attend multiple events. Last week, I was actually part of an event called Collision. Almost 30,000 odd people were joining. This is one of the global event where all the startups and everybody was showcasing. 30,000 people were there. There are close to 9 to 10 odd sessions. We were able to switch sessions just like changing a TV channel. So today, when you're in a virtual event, you might have an option to actually switch to multiple events. And also there is a lot of opportunity to involve augmented reality, virtual reality, so that actually it can increase personalization, and also it can improve the personal or physical experiences of participating in event. So these are the opportunities that is currently available. We might need to pick it up and see how best we can do it. If you're doing an event, restructure your event predominantly in the virtual arena. See, earlier when there is an event happening or anything that is happening, there is huge amount of spend that was happening at the offline marketing. Now the entire spend is towards the digital. See, today the digital spend has increased, but not many are aware how do you spend your digital marketing spend or structure your digital marketing in such a way so that you can still bring your audience. So you might need to factor that. There are a lot of opportunities around that area. Then completely, which I was mentioning, that you might need to completely realign your marketing approach. Earlier, we used to do a lot of a combination of offline, online, a hybrid kind of model. Now you might need to completely realign your marketing approach when it comes to the events. Then finally, I would like to reiterate that the technology is a very, very key driver. And if you are able to adopt well, and that can be a very big plus. So now I would like to leave the session open to any specific questions, because with a little bit of my industry experience, I would like to be more interested in answering any Q&A that comes to, I'll be more than happy to take up any questions so that it can just, I would leave it to the dais to take it up.
Yes, Paul. First is, can you give clarification on the most stressful part about working in the event management industry?
Okay, most stressful part. Okay, right. So the moment, okay, the moment we get any requirement, the toughest part would be two things, because let's assume you give me an event, Tatti gives an event. The toughest part, there are two angles. One is to actually exactly match a venue which actually suits their location. And it's very, very stressful. The reason is, you might be giving me an opportunity to actually conduct an event. The challenge will be always negotiating with that particular venue partner, and they may not be always agreeing upon the terms and conditions that you may use. And we take up the pressure. So neither they bend, which is the event partner, nor the customer who wants to conduct, they bend. It's only we get tweaked in between. That is really, really challenging for us. And the second aspect is in terms of like sourcing the venue has always been very, very critical. It's very, very critical, because nobody has time. See, in a smaller city, it is very easy to pick up your small vehicle, go around and find it. But if you are in a real-time space operating where somebody calls up and says that I want to conduct an event for 1,000 odd events, 1,000 odd audiences, the date and the particular venue to match it, it is really, really stressful. And most of the times we actually take our extra step, try to see how best we can fit that particular event. These are the major stress that we as an entity faces, Mr. Joshua.
Paul, next question to you, Paul.
Yes.
What do you think is the future of event management industry post COVID-19?
Wonderful, wonderful. That's very, very. We have also done some sort of prototype which I wanted to even show to the audiences. See, right now, what I would like to even take Zoom as an example. And since I've been in the tech market, especially in terms of various technology that has been used for not only on the events, or could be training, could be on virtual events and conferences. We take the example of Zoom. It is very convenient for somebody to just adopt and use it. Since this is available, we were able to take it. Take even a school. Most of the school doesn't have a full-fledged proper system which can actually monitor completely. Neither the teacher nor the students are equipped. Like that, there are various scenarios there. But when it comes to the event industry as a whole, as I said in my presentation, technology is a very big key driver. And we are not going to take a hit and wait long, because the reason is, as per the current market analysis, because there are players 40 years there in the market in the UK, who's been market for 60 years in the event industry. According to them, the finding is the event industry is going to come up in a massive way as we actually pass through the current COVID cycle, because people are they are ready to spend. There are a lot of allied industry that has been hit, especially could be travel and other industry. I would say honestly, the virtual events, the convenience of actually conducting virtual events, not just, yes, today, yes, because of this available platform, yes, we are able to make use of the best. If you are able to easily, quickly create event, like you want to quickly create event and define the target audience, it could be an online event or an offline event. If you can quickly publish, promote and get registration, nothing like that. So virtual events, virtual and a combination of hybrid events is going to be a major driver next 3 to 4 years down the line. And this might evolve into a different channel of industry. That's what I foresee being in the industry market for a while.
Thank you very much, Paul, for taking all our questions patiently and for spending your valuable time and giving your inputs, Paul.
Thank you. Thank you, Joshua. Thank you, audience. And thank you, everyone.
Next, to introduce the next speaker, we have Sri Dr. L. Vijay, Principal of SA College of Arts and Science, to introduce Janet from US.
Very good evening. It is my privilege and pleasure to introduce the next guest to the audience, Madam Janet Shumansky. Madam has got her Bachelor of Science degree from Michigan State University. She is also a recruiter, business development resource person, talent acquisition, and a consultant. Her current key role is an ambassador for The Economist. In this, the role is to educate students and business professionals about The Economist and how it can help them in this volatile world characterized by volatility, uncertainty, complexity, ambiguity, VUCA world. If you are looking for a unique global perspective that is independent, fair-minded, and trustworthy, reaching out to Janet equips you for the better future. We are immense pleasure to have you, madam. The session is yours. Thank you.
Janet, you have to unmute yourself.
Can everybody hear me now that I'm unmuted?
Yeah, Janet. Yeah. It's good.
And then I just wanted to verify that you guys can see my screen.
Yeah, it is visible.
Well, I want to thank you all. I'm pleasured to be invited to the Global Summit, Unlock the Lockdown. And it's a pleasure to be here. And I want to continue that conversation with Lee Cockrell yesterday from Walt Disney. So I know that he was very passionate about leadership and education, and I have some big shoes to fill after him. So I want to go into just my history, my background, and touch base on education. So I want to start with a little bit about me. So I'm a self-starter. My parents were born in Poland, and they instilled strong work ethic, passion, and accountability. The two things that Lee Cockrell mentioned yesterday was education and safety. That was pretty much my childhood. My mom would always be like, "Are you safe? Are you safe? Can you go there? Are you safe?" And then it would be cultural food, always worried about whether I was going to have enough food. My dad, on the other hand, he always focused on education. Even though they didn't have a lot of money, they invested in education. So I went to private school. I went to Catholic school at St. Lawrence, as well as Bishop Foley, and they just pushed education. They felt like that education was an opportunity to personally develop anybody. And so basically, this is the reason why I'm here and how they have impacted me in regards to COVID. So my parents instilled strong work ethic, passion, and accountability. And I took some of those things that I learned from them. So growing up, I always wanted to be a nurse. My dad's like, yeah, you need to be a nurse, job security. And I was determined. You know, I went to Michigan State. It was a lot different. I didn't take a tour of the campus. And my dad's like, why don't you just go to Oakland? You can live at home. But I wanted to go to Michigan State. I researched it. They had the best nursing school, and I was going to go there with my best friend. So I walked into Michigan State, it was like a new world to me, never been on campus. And I had the opportunity to work with Gateway Community Clinics. And at that opportunity, I decided that I was going to actually change my career towards pharmaceuticals, because I had that empathy for a patient. But then I also had that drive. I wanted to be in pharmaceuticals because I felt that there was an unlimited career growth until every appropriate patient is on your medication. So I focused on my career history with pharmaceuticals. My manager saw that I had a strong science background and leadership opportunities, so they put me on a lot of committees. It was really exciting because I had the opportunity to take initiative, saw and executed a plan, and achieved results. So while in pharmaceuticals, I was able to win President's Club multiple times and a lot of awards. And then the world started to be categorized by vitality, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. And I thought about in the past that I was going to go for my MBA, but when I graduated from Michigan State, I really wanted to hit the pharmaceutical market, make some money, work with patients, and put the MBA on my back burner. Well, with COVID, I've had to pivot, and I decided that I was going to upskill some of my skills, and I decided to pursue my MBA and develop other skills. And because of the timeline that I was looking at, and with COVID, a lot of things, I was in a situation where I was in the middle of a month, and if I didn't decide now, then I wouldn't be in the next MBA program. And I was looking at a handful of schools, New York, Oakland University, but I really was considering an online program because I wanted to focus on my career and be able to be flexible and do the online schooling. And so I would say that Capella University was the best choice that I made. At that time, it fit my needs. I wanted an online program. I wanted to be able to do it as fast as pace as I needed to, as well as flexibility. And I was recommended by Rachel, a teacher who went through the program. So I was trusted in her knowledge. And me being very self-motivated and disciplined, I felt like it would set me up for success. And for other people that need more resources, they're a strong resource and support system. So as we know, with COVID hitting, looking at public schools and private schools today between different districts, we can all say that apples to apples is not happening in the education system. And we can say that with COVID, there's a lot of transparency coming out. So one thing I would say that as an MBA student at Capella in the spring, I was given an unbelievable opportunity this semester to work with The Economist. And it was their official ambassador. So my objective was actually to have face-to-face presentations with schools, business organizations, and educate them on The Economist and how I can help them. And so this opportunity actually came across through the Evolus agency. The Evolus agency offered marketing, communication, networking, and how often do you hear students graduate and the door keeps closing on them? They can't get an interview because they say that they don't have experience. And so during these unprecedented times, the volus industry brings students the opportunity to work with the top brands, like The Economist. So if you know a high school student or a college student that's struggling, that needs help, that they lost their internship, they don't have experience, have them reach out to me. I will help them out. And what this allowed me to do was I was able to pivot in a COVID situation. So I had to, since I wasn't able to do the presentations face to face, I had to present them virtually. So Zoom was awesome. I was able to develop relationships quickly with half of the speakers this week. I recruited these people to this global summit. They were complete strangers to me prior to COVID. By the power of LinkedIn, the network after network, networking items, and the Michigan Business Network, I have met so many people amazing around the world, from India to Canada to Panama to Australia, so many more. And so I feel like part of this COVID is a blessing in disguise. So I'm going to pause here, and I know a lot of you are probably frustrated this 2020 with a lot of the news going on in regards to things on Facebook. People are always asking me, is this article real or fake? So I'm just going to share a PowerPoint that I actually would present to students in the spring. And The Economist is becoming globally curious. So I'm not sure if you know what The Economist is. I want to share with you today. It's widely recognized, well-read current affairs publications with a growing global circulation of around 1.5 million readers and the reputation for incisive analysis, an opinion on every aspect of world events and global news stories. Since launching in 1843, it has maintained a fiercely independent editorial stance, believing in the freedom of the individual, in the freedom of the markets, and the freedom exchange of knowledge, ideas, and information. It satisfies the globally curious with a distilled view of the world affairs that is intelligent, insightful, and thought-provoking. So what are the benefits for students? They gain a global perspective on the happenings around the world. They prepare them for future career by having a well-rounded, informed perspective. The Economist allows academic resource for studying and work, and it's developed an informed and intelligent take on the world we live in. So the next slide is just opportunities on how to subscribe that I allowed my students to share. But at this time, I actually want to make a shift. And what The Economist allowed me to do is meet so many opportunities around the world. I was able to basically grow a global brand because of this pandemic, because I had to think outside the box and do things virtually. So one person that I want to share with you today is Lee Cockrell with Disney. Was the first person that reached out to me when he found out I took a position with The Economist. And here are his words. It's never too late to get better. We have subscribed to The Economist for 40 years. My father-in-law was a naval admiral, and he told us a long time ago that you need to read The Economist if you want to know the facts. So I leave you that, and as I transition, I just want you to have some patience because I do have another PowerPoint that I'm going to be presenting. So just in case I run into some technical difficulties, I'm just preparing you. So at this time, I just wanted to clarify that you guys can hear me, and I've put on another PowerPoint, so I wasn't sure if you can see it.
It is viewable, just.
Do you see the Growth Wings Consulting?
Your previous PPT is there with the thank you.
Oh, the thank you? Okay, let me get out of that. How about now? Do you see the new slide deck?
No, Janet, not yet.
All right. How about now?
Yeah, Janet, it is viewable now.
Now you see the Growth Wings Consulting?
Yeah.
Okay. I appreciate it. I didn't know how the technology was going to work. In Michigan, we had 2 transformers blow. So that's kind of crazy, 2 transformers blow in 1 week. So going on to the conversation, I had this envision in 2020 that my purpose was to connect with not just locally people, but people across the country with like-minded professionals to make the world a better place. And we all can do better. We all have signed up for a job that we didn't even know we had. And we're all lifetime students. So it doesn't have to be a formal education. We have the opportunity to personally develop ourselves. And we shouldn't compromise on education limits or invest in regards to education. It doesn't matter what your foundation has started. There are so many resources out there to help people. So based on that, today I want to talk to you and introduce you to Growth Wings Consulting that provides services to students who are looking for college admissions. And I wanted you to think about 4 buckets. These 4 buckets are: 1, high school students who are looking for an undergraduate program; 2, parents of high school students looking for best Ivy League admissions for their son or daughter. The 3rd bucket would be college students looking for graduate schools for an MBA, as well as the 4th bucket would be graduate students looking for an MBA and a PhD. So now I'm going to transition into Growth Wings Consulting and introduce you. So this is a video, so I might have to pause as I'm sharing stuff. So I just want to go back to where I was. So the points of discussion are who we are, and we're a group of Ivy League alumni from Columbia, Princeton. Is there a way that I can stop the thing on the bottom to the thing this share, how to eliminate that so it doesn't keep popping up?
I think you can just, I mean, you mean the pause button or the stop share?
The button that says your share is being paused, it keeps popping up, and so then I can't pause the presentation.
I don't think so. We have a way for that.
All right, I'll try again.
Yeah, maybe you can use the space bar. If that works, the space bar.
Oh, I think I got rid of it now. So I think we're starting.
Right.
Sorry about the technical difficulties. So
Yeah,
I want to introduce, I'm sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah.
So talking about the 4 buckets of people that I was talking to you today, I want to introduce you to Best Ivy League Admissions Consulting. Have you heard of it? So the point of discussion today will be who we are, our team, how we work, the test prep, and contact us.
Janet, we are still seeing the Growth Wings Consulting page. Are you still there or have you moved?
I'm on who we are.
No, for us, it's still on the page of Growth Wings Consulting. Sorry about that.
All right, you know what? I think I'll do the presentation and then at the end I can play the video because I think it's because it's a video. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, that's better, and it's easy for everyone to view also.
Okay.
Right.
So so I'll go over the PowerPoint and then I'll play the video at the end. So who we are, we're in a group of Ivy League alumni from Columbia, Princeton, Yale, Cornell, and other top universities such as LSE, Oxford, and Cambridge. Consultants have years of experience in mentoring candidates. And there's retired admission directors from some of the top schools. So some inspiring words by Leonardo da Vinci. Learning is the only thing the mind never exhausts, never fears, and never regrets. So our team is very diverse, and when I play the video, you'll be able to see the actual team at the end. So how do we work? Initial consultation. A lot of times an effective way to review the services are estimated to best fit the person and the advisor. The next process would be an applicant evaluation. So students need to start thinking about, how did you get to where you are today? What are your greatest strengths? How about your weaknesses to overcome? What are your objectives in higher education, and what sets you apart? So it's never too early to start planning. Strategic planning, it would be in regards to how are we going to position you so that you can achieve your goals in gaining admission to the top universities. So you're probably wondering about resume development. What's going to be the first impression, your brand brief, your snapshot? We will help you to ensure it both visibly appealing and compact. And then a lot of people are hearing about the essay development and editing. So if anything is going to push an applicant over the edge, it's going to be the essay. We will guide you and encourage you to use the space to capture and carry the reader through a carefully crafted and thought-provoking piece that leaves adcoms feeling inspired and enlightened about your candidacy and fit. Preparation of school lists. We will finalize your list of schools based on your objectives and your abilities. So continuing the conversation on how we work, next is recommendation guidance. Not only will we help you to identify the most effective recommenders based on your previous experience, but we will also help you to craft and manage all requests and communications with your recommenders. The final application review. The reviews of the final application will take place numerous times by different advisors to achieve the goal of perfection in the terms of content, structure, and style. We still strive to get your application to the best place possible. Have you done a mock interview? Face-to-face mock interviews with the advisors will stimulate the real conversation. And so many limit themselves. They think that scholarships are not available. Are you aware that merit-based scholarships are negotiable? So you don't have to settle on the first offer. We will not only advise you on the scholarship negotiation process, but our advisors can also help in applications for outside scholarships and available grants. And then there's a waitlist support. So once you hear you've been waitlisted, we will evaluate all possibilities and devise a winning strategy. We will also help you in drafting letters of intent to those top universities as which you've been waitlisted. So I don't know what people are using in regards to students, in regards to test prep, but we have partnered with Magoosh, which is the leading test preparation company, in order to provide the best test prep experience for SAT, ACT, GRE, and TOEFL, etc., to all the candidates. So innovating since 2015, the consultants have years of experience in mentoring candidates for getting admissions into top ranked programs in leading universities such as Yale, Columbia, Cornell, LSE, Oxford, and Cambridge. Please refer to the acceptance letters in the About section at the official website. To check out the official website, the address is https://2 growthwingsconsulting.com in the /forward. So right now we are accepting any candidates for class of 2021 and onwards. So if there's anybody that you know that would be interested, you can definitely forward them to me and I can help them out. As well as there's opportunities on the official website at the mailing address of 2130 University Avenue, apartment 108, Madison, Wisconsin, 53726 USA. If you have any specific questions and you would like them answered, the email address is info@growthwings.consulting.com and the phone number is 607-800-1716. So at this point, I'm going to try and play the video and see if you guys can actually see it when I play it. So I'm playing the video right now. If you can't see it, I'll be happy to send a link to anybody that hasn't seen it. And my advice is live your best life. Don't settle. Along the lines with Lee Cockrell is that we're all lifetime students and we need to focus on ourselves. With COVID, we need to get away from the bullying, the hate, the combative behavior, the toxic behavior. We need to make the world a better place. And don't get hung up with all the confusion. There's so many resources, so there's opportunity to do better. And so be with the right people. Be willing to walk away from people that are going through the wrong direction. And in the past, you know, they always focused on IQ, but a lot of the research now says that if you have that growth mindset, you can outperform anybody. So don't lose hope. And if you need anything, feel free to reach out to me. And at this time, I will take any questions.
Thank you so much, Janet, for all your valuable inputs for the future of students of tomorrow. I have a couple of questions to ask you, one moment, please. So students in urban cities and metropolitan cities are beneficiaries, and what about the students of the rural areas? I mean, we get all these possibilities when we are in the city, but do you think all this will reach out to the students who are in the rural or in the outskirts of a particular country or place?
Yeah, so the growth consulting is actually looking for diverse opportunities. So there's opportunities. It doesn't matter what your education, what your foundation is, or what your income level is. So if you want to just send them my way, and we can definitely talk to them and make sure that they have the appropriate people. Whether it's the growth consulting is a solution for them, or at least provide them a different solution if Growth Wings is not a right fit. So does that answer your question?
Yep, I could say that. And what about the post-COVID scenario? Will the colleges be opening up anytime sooner or something?
So with post-COVID, I do not know all of the status on a lot of the colleges. I know that in Michigan specifically, they have already made arrangements that they plan on having students in fall. So every school will be a different situation. But with Growth Wings Consulting, they are expected to deliver the best education, and they will definitely adjust to the situation. But I would definitely, if people have questions on specifics to that, I would definitely forward them to the team so they would be able to address the questions a little deeper than what I'm aware of.
Right. Thank you so much, Janet. It was a very, very useful session, and we look forward to having you more with us to share your knowledge in the near future. It was a
Thank you
very
so much.
helpful time when you gave us your call sheet amid all this busy schedule.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Janet.
It now gives me immense pleasure to welcome Sri Dr. Satyanarayanan Sir, Principal of Sindhi College of Arts and Science, to introduce the next speaker of the day.
Good evening to all. I am Dr. Satyanarayana, Principal, Sindhi College. A 29-year-old institution permanently affiliated to University of Madras, situated in Poonamalli High Road, offering a wide range of arts and science UG and PG programs. You may visit college website for further details. I thank Mr. Joshua Garrett, CEO Tatti, for giving me the opportunity to introduce the eminent speaker of next session, Madam Abesode Adebole. Madam Abesode Adebole is a Nigerian business executive. She is the principal of Nigerian-based renewable energy venture, Elanong, event firm, Memorabilia, event and board member of Aloda. The engineering firm is envisioning on ending poverty in Africa through creator of job opportunities, increasing productivity, mentorship through a partnership with philanthropists. Previously, she worked for Oasis as general manager, where she spearheaded
Okay, so like I was saying, I'm trying to get the slide. I've opened it. It's not sharing.
You can click on the share screen and choose the screen.
I just did.
Okay.
Okay, I have it. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I have it.
Perfect.
Okay. So like I said, I will be talking about surviving and thriving beyond COVID-19, using Nigeria as a case study. And also I wanted to I realized that most of people on the ground are medical doctors. Most of them are medical doctors based on the question they've been asking so far. So I feel being a medical doctor is not really a problem. But if you can see from the slide, this is who I am. I wear so many caps. I'm a mother, a sister, a daughter, a pastor. My profession is electrical electronics engineering. And due to the need to opt for more income, source of income, I went diverted from engineering, and I've been an executive assistant. I've been a marketer. I've been a business idea generator. I've been a coach. I also pick up, but based on all this, it's all based on my passion and my zeal and what I love most. So that is why I'll tell you, all these resources on what you're doing or your profession is not a barrier to whatsoever you choose to achieve in life. I hope I'm audible. I hope I'm audible. Hello.
Yeah, you're audible, ma'am.
Okay, all right. So let me go on. So how it all started in Nigeria, how COVID-19 started. I believe everybody started this year with a lot of expectations, set goals. And some of us will always have this New Year resolution that we always plan. And we all had this in mind that at a certain time, we are going to achieve this. But, so, you know, like I remember walking into a sister's office one day, and, you know, I'm a very curious person. I found on a table a document, a budget document that actually going through it, I realized there were some irregular data on the budget. So I picked it up. I was like, this is not possible, babe. For these people to remain on the same source of income for years and no increase, no decrease, we need to look into it. When we brought this, we realized this problem, right? So when we brought this problem up, we told them we can find solution to it. And they gave us this contract. So the contract was supposed to run for 6 months, but eventually we could only finish 1 phase out of 4 phases before we had this pandemic announcement. So by February, we started the project. We concluded phase 1. Then just midway to the first phase, a case of pandemic coronavirus was announced with 1 case. So Nigeria became the first among the countries in the sub-Sahara Africa to identify the COVID-19. That was in February 27th this year. So I tell you, all this pandemic issue all began when we realized that, okay, this is our data. We know that, okay, 1 case out of over 2 million people, you know, we were lackadaisical about it. But between February 27th and March 30, we had a case of 140. So that was when we woke up from our slumber and we realized that we cannot continue to ignore this COVID-19. And the government decided to shut down the nation. So we went on total lockdown for 35 days. So during the lockdown, we were faced with multi-level of changes. We never imagined the health emergency could crumble our society, could affect our moral lives. But all this happened due to the lockdown. Like Nigeria, I said, as a gross development product of 3.7 billion alone, and our level of income group we belong to is low medium income group. This is the present case as of July 2nd. In Nigeria, the confirmed case is 26,484. While the active among them is 15,729. So this is the case in Nigeria. So it's to tell us that coronavirus is not a joking matter, and it's a very serious thing that we all need to address to. So how were we affected? I tell you, the pandemic altered our lifestyle. If you ask the world, even the dictionary meaning of Yoruba people, because I'm a Yoruba from Nigeria, they will tell you they are the socialites of the African country. So our lifestyle of partying, of celebrating was crumbled, was really affected. Our businesses were crumbled, and the way we do business was transformed totally. So I tell you, the coronavirus made most of the breadwinner jobless. They also make the active people like me very inactive. I won't tell you, I've not stepped out of my house since the beginning of the lockdown, March 16, just because I'm scared of contacting COVID-19. I'll say the issues that were affected in the business line in our nation are the tourism and aviation. Because of the lockdown, which implies that nobody can travel out of this country, we realized that there was drastic loss, over 180 billion naira, and thousands of jobs were lost because of the lockdown. Then hospitality, nobody ever entered the hotel because they don't know who actually used the room they're going to give to them. They don't trust anybody anymore. So also the hospitality workers also lost their job. The cinema and the entertainment industry was another bombshell because most of us, we really love enjoyment. We really love entertainment. So the entertainment industry was affected with the pandemic and the lockdown because concerts was canceled. The movie theaters were shut down. Oil and gas was not left out. Because of the lockdown, there was drop in oil demand, and there was crash in the crude oil prices. So all this led to loss of income and revenue. During the lockdown, nobody in the real estate could even construct anything. Nobody, I tell you, nobody. Then the trade, because of the shutdown of factories, because of the reduced access to raw materials and commodity, to supply changes, over trillions of naira for both import and export were lost to the pandemic. Manufacturing companies could not even manufacture anything except those who are in the essential sectors in the manufacturing. Those who are manufacturing essential materials or items were not affected. For the startup businesses, entrepreneurs are obliged to take drastic steps just to remain in business because most of them were left out and they become vulnerable for this lockdown. Consultancy and services, nobody actually consulted anybody because the little money they had to like hold it tight, fix it so that they won't be looking for money afterwards. Then our educational system, I tell you, was actually affected. I've been listening to every speaker talk about this. I think all over the world, the educational system is the most affected in all nations. Like due to the fragile education system in Nigeria, the pandemic poses unprecedented challenges on our governments, even the students and their parents. That it amplifies even the crack in the system. So for everyone in the rural area, when the lockdown was announced, they had to chase everybody back to their parents' house. So those who were in the rural had to go back to the rural villages, and what would they do? The education was stopped for that period, for a period of time before they realized what to do. So I tell you why some people, I will tell you that the coronavirus pandemic created a complex mixture of threats and possibilities, because it was a call for action and an occasion to enhance access to strengthen the quality of our well-being. Those were affected, that were affected, while some were experiencing a boom in their resources. I tell you, people like telecommunication enjoy an increase, because that was the period that I realized that before you load a credit worth of 1,000 naira in a day, you can call just one person. Just because you are bored, you'll be busy gisting, not thinking that you are burning some credits. Okay, so you are prompt to buy more credits a day. Then most of us, we use our mobile data, our phone, to watch Netflix. That's when you see lots of people subscribing to Netflix and cable TV. And all these sectors experience a boom in their revenue. That those who went on online trading, if I know how to manufacture something and I bring it to social media, most of them sell on social media. And what they did was, because they can't take it out, they actually collaborated with delivery services, which also indirectly or directly were making their own money and their income also. They're also the neighboring petty traders also made enough money during this pandemic. So what did we do? Like these are the top global companies that prospered during the pandemic, and they are still prospering. I got this detail from the Financial Times. So what did we do? What we did during the lockdown was that for the education system, there was aid given to them. 2 states actually adopted the local media channels to reach out to schools, to students in the rural area. While some privileged schools adopted e-learning. But I tell you, those are the primary and the secondary institutions. But the tertiary institutions were left out. They are still at home as we speak. Then for the travel agency sectors, travelers restriction was in place. Then suspension of passport processing and mitigation of e-passports registration services was suspended. Then for the tax and fiscal policy, I tell you, our government gave us extension to file our annual tax return. I'll give them a plus for that. Because I heard on the first day that there's nothing the government should do. There's no how the government should compensate the citizen. They should look for solution themselves. But our government thought it nice. It was nice for them to extend the filing period for tax return. Then they also gave us waivers on interest and penalty for those that will obtain tax debt. Then they also give loans to taxpayers. If you are not a tax payee, you cannot get the loan. So all these were to enhance us and to ease the lockdown on us. Therefore, for businesses, there was targeted credit facilities. They gave credit facilities to business owners, and they reduced the interest rates, so to 1 unit. Then they also gave credit support to our health sector. So all this is a plus for our government. Then the exchange rate, which was going high for in the beginning of the lockdown, was suspended, because they made it that, okay, there should be a standard, a unique exchange rate for every official transaction. And they stopped the sale to the Association of Bureau de Change Operators in Nigeria. So for them not to bring in black market for currency. Then our government also makes sure that the less privileged among us were given food. They were transferred cash. And I tell you, they gave some people the privilege to even to obtain loan in different areas of their businesses. So what did we learn? My country is a country whereby the rich goes abroad for medical checkup. We have hospitals here in Nigeria, but we still travel abroad for medical checkup because the standard, we believe the standard overseas abroad is better than the standard in here. But the moment every country shut down their boundaries, their seaports, our leaders, our rich people stayed back at home. And they looked inward, what can we do to the health sector? And they started working anew. They started processing how to make things easy for everybody. So we looked inward and we identified our problems and we adopted solutions. So many inventions came into being during this lockdown. I won't lie to you. That was when we realized that most of what we buy, we even import toothpick from in Nigeria. But this lockdown taught us that we don't need it. We have the resources. So we don't need to look out for anybody to import from. So we developed our face masks ourselves, our ventilator and wash machine, automated. I tell you, these were the things we invented. So all these are addition is like a blessing in disguise for us during this pandemic. So we learned, we identified new business opportunity. I won't lie to you, many people would not go online to market their product. But during this lockdown, everybody needs a source of income to sustain their family. So what they did, they put their products on social media and they were selling in a magical way. So we also learned during this lockdown, we also learned of ways of doing business. Then like me, I picked up so many skills. Like I tell you, that I improved on my data analysis. I picked up the web development skill. So that by the end of this pandemic, I'm coming out a new person. So we also adopt technology. Like I told you, most schools now are doing e-learning. If it's not the adoption of technology, I won't be speaking to you feeling like I'm in India right now, because I feel I'm home. I can talk to strangers easily now with the help of technology. So these were the lessons we learned during our lockdown. So this is Nigeria's land, and we are blessed with mineral resources, natural resources. There's nothing we need to look out for if we have the technology in this nation. Our climate is very good and we are fertile. We have a fertile land. So what did we desire? Which way forward? Our desire is that we need economic recovery. And you know, it's not only a nation that needs economic recovery. Individually, we all need economic recovery. After the lockdown, all this we need to think about, what do we need to do? Like I told you, diversification. If you're a medical doctor, don't think you cannot be a business owner. You cannot be an entrepreneur. You can be an entrepreneur. There's an illustration that I was given while growing up, that how many legs can make a table balance? I said, it depends on the size of the table. The man looked at me and smiled, said, look at the table, give me a rectangular table. How many legs do you think will make it a balanced table? And I looked at it, I said 4. He said, yes. That should be the minimum of your source of income. For anybody, be it an employee, be it an entrepreneur, you have to diversify and have minimum of 4 income sources. That way, if one business fails, you branch into another one and you're growing. You are not depending on anybody. You are not depending on the government, but you are helping and promoting the government. So we also need to improve the use of technology. I would like to you, everyone in the whole world must adopt technology. Then for the education sector, I think it's necessary for everyone to embed technology into learning. like providing solar powered educational devices that has offline, not online, offline academic resources. This way, the educational sectors will become great, and then no child or no student will be left out of the education sector. So for every individual here today, one advice I would like give to you is your graduates, yes, it doesn't stop there. Pick up one thing you love to do. Pick up a skill in that area you love so much.
Ma'am, I think there's a lag in your network, ma'am. Could you please check? To all the participants, I think there's a technical glitch. We will get back maybe in a minute. Please bear with the inconveniences. Ma'am, you can proceed.
Hello. Yes, so sorry, I had a disconnection from the network. I had a network disconnection, so can we proceed,
okay,
please?
ma'am, that you're back.
Yeah, can I proceed?
Yes, please go on.
Okay, all right. So I think everybody I got were you able to get, will I able to speak to individual level before
We
disconnection?
will have a Q&A session at the end of your presentation, as we have around 280 people.
Okay. Okay. All right. So I think we all got you got me to this part of the slide. You did before I disconnected.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I proceed. So like I said everybody have to like connect with one person, leave your comfort zone. I realize most people feel not connecting with people is much secure. If I'm so scared of connecting with people, I will not have access to Janet. I will not know Mr. Joshua. I will not know Dr. Terra. I will not be sitting in my room and connecting with Indians right now, because right now, I won't lie to you, I feel like I'm at home. So connection is the paramount in this period we have. Connect to grow, connect to affect life, connect to impact. And now I will advise you not to concentrate your energy on the issue of this pandemic, because I realize the fear of this pandemic alone is making people sick, giving them depression, leading them to depression. So bother yourself not on the issue of the pandemic, but bother yourself on how to improve your skills and how to affect your nation. So the cry of every employer or every employee is fund. Even as an individual, we all need fund. So how can fund come? If the fund is, your business does not require much fund, you can call like 4 or 5 or 10 people to support you. Oh, please, can you give me 1,000 naira there? Give me 1,000 naira there. If you need 50,000 and you meet 50 people for 1,000 naira each, I tell you, you have your 50,000 naira for that business. And if you're looking for a big project that you want to start, you have a big idea, please run with it. If you are able to meet investors that trust you, they can sponsor your project. And if you feel investors are not coming, partner with people. If your idea is manufacturing, partner with packaging companies, partner with delivery service companies, and this way, and even marketers. This way, you're building a supply chain that will also help and lessen your fund requirements. The best option so far is to look for sponsors that will help you look at your project, see if it's visible, and support your idea without asking for a return at the end of the business. So my belief to life is, there's an adage we say, give a man a fish, you will only feed him a day. But teach a man to fish like you are, he will be able to feed for a lifetime. So right now, everybody right here, we have been educated. They taught us how to fish, but they cannot continue to teach us how to fish. But we need to know how to fish by developing ourselves and developing the skills and providing solution to the problem. First, you need to have a wide eye opening to see opportunities, to see problems, so that you can provide a solution. Then we do not want to be users of technology alone, but we need to make technology. We need to identify and profile solution in order to serve humanity, because service to humanity is to provide solution. So now I will advise every one of us to key into the future which is technology based. And you can gain more skills. You can improve on your skill virtually. Technology is so easy, because right now the world is going, the world is going remotely and is growing technologically. So I advise everyone to evolve around with the world as it is revolving. So now pick up a remote job. You don't necessarily need to go out every day. I have a company that recruits me in Nigeria from India. It's a technological company. They asked me to help them with their network administration in Nigeria. So all I need to do, they are there, I'm in Nigeria, I go to their customers, service their machines and their printers and everything they need to do, and get back to them, and they pay me for the job done. So the world is now easy. So let's stop this mentality of I must get to an office environment before I can get employed. No, look inward. What is that skills you have that can fetch you money? Doing that alone, I tell you, you are employer of labor, and you are also helping the government by providing employment to other people and making life easy. I have 3 people that I met during this lockdown, and I met them on social media. One was from Twitter, 2 were from LinkedIn. One is 2 of them are writers. The other one is a freelancer. All his job since 2012 has been done remotely. He doesn't need to go outside, and he's earning big because he has like 20 clients that are paying him constantly. So I advise you, pick up one of these skills, develop yourself, and the sky is your starting point. Thank you. Any question? Can I?
Thank you so much, Abazade. It was really nice. Way back down when I did my undergrad of medicine, I had the opportunity to study with a lot of friends from Nigeria, and
Really?
it's somewhat a similar country with India and your culture, your tradition, and we both run down on the same line with India and Nigeria. So I have a couple of questions.
Yes. Okay.
So considering Nigeria to have few similarities with India, what type of startup can students look forward to? After their college, they might not have enough amount of financial assistance. So what type of startups they can start?
Like I will tell you what I did. For startup, I started with washing of clothes. It's funny, right? Yeah, because it's my hobby. I really love washing. I won't lie to you. If you have a room full of clothes, I wash it. So I have passion for it. So, and I have some friends that don't like washing clothes.
Okay.
What did I do? So I said, oh, you don't like washing clothes? Bring your clothes, I'll wash it for a token.
Okay.
I wasn't idle. So they pay me for washing their clothes. There's no dirty job.
True.
I don't believe there's no small job. Pick up something you love to do. If it's your passion, if you ask my parents, I can, if you ask me, can you turn this living room around? I can turn it around within 5 seconds because I'm an organized person. I also pick up that cleaning habit. If there's a construction company around me, I walk up to them.
Hello?
Sorry, I can do post-construction cleaning for you. They look at me, you girl, can you do it? I say, yes, I can do it. It's just to gather some friends that has passion with me, and we all do it, and we share the profits. That way, we are not depending on anybody, but we are helping ourselves, and we are adding value to our lives. So that way, you can look at what you love doing. I will advise you, look at what you love doing. I love talking. I love cleaning. I love picking snails. There was a point I picked snail, and I was like, I'm rearing snail, and these snails are getting big. They are growing large. What will I do with it? Guess what? I sold the snail, and I made some money. So those are areas you look into. There's no opportunity. There's opportunity every day for everybody. So look around you, identify what the problem is, and provide solution. Doing that, you are an entrepreneur. You don't need to work in an office.
When you spoke about
I hope I answered the question.
Yeah, when you spoke about snails, that also reminds me about the Korean economy and the industry there, that they are in a high demand for snails, and a lot of students who are in their, high school or in the college, they go for snail picking to the countryside over the weekends, and they sell it in the city for a very, very high price. And
high price, yeah.
Yeah, so I completely understand that. And these cleaning and cleaning services in the US, if you could have a laundromat service in your house for 5 to 6 washing machines, with people who do not have it will be using your facility. So as you say, no job is a dirty job. And I also see that a lot of students have been taking up cooking as a passion, baking and
exactly. So I think it all depends on your passion.
Yeah, thank you about that. And one last question I have for you is, how has Nigeria adopted with the digitalization? You know, because you also similarly have a city type of atmosphere, at the same time you have the rural type, and that's how India also rolls. So how has
Yeah.
digitalization reached everywhere? Have they adopted it, or do they find it tough?
No, for I would say for the city, the urban areas, yes, we have adopted it. For the rural area, because most of us are still believing we use our mobile phones. So for the rural areas, those that have mobile phone can actually access the internet. But it's on, rural area, what is their income, source of income? They are farmers. They cannot afford it. So what the government are looking into is like, yes, they have marks there. They have they've erected the marks so for them to have access to internet, but it's not sufficient because it's not sustainable for the farmers in form of capital wise. Unlike people in the, it's easier for somebody any daily basis or big amount of money to actually sustain themselves with the technology. So it's still an issue here too that we are still looking into. That is why I said we don't need to look for manufacturers. If you have the technology of how to manufacture something, please develop it. Partner with the company. If you like now, I'm looking into manufacturing solar panels, solar cells, not mounting. I need to manufacture solar cell from the raw material stage to conclusion to the panels. That is my passion right now. That is where I'm looking out for. So if I have people that can support me in this vision, then the world is not that we have to go to one country alone to start buying from them. We also need to bring it to our own country and start selling it to our own people. That way our economy will grow.
That was very powerful statement, to close with that. Bring it for our people, because we all keep buying it from that particular country. Whenever we go there, we purchase it and bringing back. We never think about manufacturing it right in our country. So it was very enlightening to see a parallel world, something similar to India, and listen the stories. It was great honor to have you with us today in the evening, and looking at women empowering everywhere, even in this COVID crisis, when we turn all around, successful managements are done by women. It's a great pleasure to have you here, Abazari. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Then I see some hands raised. Do I need to?
No, that will be handled. Thank you so much.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you, my people. I love you all. Please stay safe.
Sure.
And let's keep in touch. Connect with us. God bless you all.
God bless. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, once again. I now request Professor Anthony Sebastian to propose the vote of thanks.
Good evening, everyone. I take this great opportunity to thank the entire forum. Let me start with thanking the entire forum. I mean, Honorable Joshua Jarrad, our CIO, and our Director Sundaresan, for allowing me to give a vote of thanks to the entire forum. And it's a prestigious to thank our immense and valuable guests. Let me start with our special guest, Dr. Pratap Kumar, State Information Commissioner, Government of Tamil Nadu, for your valuable time spending with our students, spending with our audience, sharing your experience and the motivations. Thank you so much, Dr. Pratap Kumar, sir. And then I want to thank Madam Janet, Capella University, Business Development Resource Specialist, Official Ambassador of The Economist. Thank you, madam, for enlightening us through the business development and the resource specialization. Thank you very much for spending your valuable time. I take this opportunity to thank Madam Abasori who all the way, came from, participated from Nigeria and enlighten our student through their experience. Madam Abasuri is a principal in renewable energy in Nigeria. And Madam, thank you so much how Nigerian can survive and thrive beyond this COVID. Thank you for enlightening us and sharing your experience with us. It was pleasure knowing about your experience, Madam. Thank you so much. And now I move on to thank Dr. Paul Sharma Chakravarti, co-founder of Venue Incorporation and co-founder of ILRNU. Thank you, sir, for providing us the shift in the industry and how to handle the situation. Thank you so much for enlightening us. And finally, I need to thank our audience and the partners who supported us throughout this event. And as we are in the third day of the event, thank you so much, everyone, the management of all the institutions and the faculty members and the students and the head of the department of each and every institution, namely Loyola Institute of Technology, Sindhi College of Arts and Science, Guru Nanak Arts and Science, Vivekananda College of Arts and Science, Diama Engineering College, SIT College, SA College of Arts and Science, Kanyaka Parameshwari College of Arts and Science, Women's Christian College, Chennai, Tirutangal Nadar College, Patrician College of Arts and Science, and finally Annai Teresa College of Arts and Science. Thank you everyone for spending your valuable time with us. And I believe this global summit is helping you to enhance your skills and your experience. Thanks everyone. I'm handing over the session to the host. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much to our chief guest. Thank you so much to all the speakers. Thank you so much to our COO. Thank you so much to Mr. Anto, sir. And I would also like to highlight one key point here that at Tatti, we also provide the opportunity to fly abroad for a career and also for student exchange programs. If you're interested, you could also check with us anytime how it's done. And we also have been successfully providing internships in Singapore and in Malaysia for the last few months. And we also have collaborated with Germany in the upcoming months. So at Tatti, not only inside India, we also concentrate on sending each of us for a better career outside. With that said, with everything discussed in the last 3 days with leadership to how to empower ourselves by seeing wonderful women, wonderful speakers, successful Lee Cockrell and everyone, I would like to invite you all to tomorrow's session exactly at 6 p.m. To 8 p.m. at the same platform, same mail ID. And also please stay tuned with your emails as Tatti keeps sending you reminder emails and our future projects. You could also check on our Facebook page, Tatti, TATTI, for further information on the classes we run and also for the student programs. If you need a brochure, you could always contact the admin or any one of us to have a look on all the various courses we are providing over the last few years. Thank you so much for the great support today. We have shared the feedback link. Please do fill it up. Your feedback means a lot to us. I now kindly request all of you all to raise for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Thank you so much, everyone. Please do fill up the feedback form. If you're in need of any resources or resource person or any other further help, you could contact our COO, Joshua Jarrett, or myself, the GRO of Tatti, or Mr. Sundaresan, the director of Tatti, who are always available to serve you at all points. And happy landing with Tatti. I will see you all tomorrow at the same time, 6 p.m. IST. Thank you so much, guys. Good night.